Hey everybody, just wanted to say we really appreciate all the love and support. We made it over 250 subscribers. We're at 252 at the time of recording. I hope y'all enjoy the video and may God bless you. Thank you. Welcome back everyone to Holy Roller Guitars. Today we have the Squier Affinity Stratocaster with this beautiful fingerboard and a beautiful color. This model is actually the one with the two humbuckers, 2-point tremolo, 6 individual saddles, 1 volume, 1 tone, 3-way blade switch. We're going to be comparing this guitar at the end of the video compared to a made in Mexico when it comes to the thickness of this body, because this body is thinner than the made in Mexico standard Stratocaster, and the weight. So we got a new scale. We're going to check all that out in this video. Enjoy. Remember, we're doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers. So we're giving away a coffee mug and a C130 sticker. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Thank you and God bless. You can kind of take a look at this fingerboard right now. Looks pretty cool. I'm beginning to like, the differences in wood grain, and I'm beginning to appreciate that. I appreciated it back in 2020. Now it's kind of unique to have these kind of wood grains and different colorations. I know I said a whole bunch with the 56 Pro, but that one had a really nice one where it was light all the way at the bottom. So, and it does well with that gold top. So let's get these strings off and we'll get to the pickups. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started with the pickups right here. We're in the bridge pickup and it's reading 10.70. We got the neck pickup and it's reading 9.57. We got the middle and it's reading 5.14 for these. I'm guessing like voiced kind of Fender humbuckers. So moment of truth right here is going to be, all right, so these are kind of like the Ibanez pickups that I have. I have like a gold backing with a sticker on there. You can pause the video here to see what the bridge pickup says. B, this is the bridge, and then this one says BKN, so neck. So if you want to pause to see what it says, that's what it says, but it doesn't say anything about Fender on there. The neck has a red wire and the bridge has a green wire. So starting off on your electronics, don't know the correct term for this 3-way switch, but you have this 3-way switch here. And then you have your master volume, master tone with that red cap. Pretty sure it's a 0.22 cap. But let me back up and so y'all can see this. So that's what this looks like. Here's what the top of the humbuckers look like. It does not have the individual screws. You have inspected by blue right there, blue line. You have this like dark spot here with cracking. Is cracking? Yeah. It's like cracking in the finish. Wow. Okay, well, I guess it's okay because you're under a pick guard. I'm guessing they don't mind about that. Let's look what we have behind here. So behind here we have your HSH body routes. And then you have these grounds here. One that's going in the back and then one that's going right there. Okay, so I have these two options for y'all. I have this Proloid pickguard that looks very nice. This is the pickguard that came off of Reveille. These are my father-in-law's American Standard pickups from his 2004 Stratocaster. Or we would go with this pickguard. That's just like this is an American Standard pickguard. We'll go with this, with these pickup covers and those plastics. So y'all let me know what y'all might want to see here. But let's get the next spec. Alrighty, starting off here for your nut width, we have 1.66 inches and 42.3 millimeters. Your 12th fret width is 2.04 and 51.9 millimeters. Going to your 1st fret neck depth, we're gonna go almost here to the back. See how thin this is. 0.89 and 23 millimeters. For your 12th fret depth, we have 0.92 inches and 23.1 millimeters. Here is your neck contour. So C-shaped neck. You can clearly see that on the 12th fret, how it's that C-shaped neck. And we'll go ahead and get a look at the neck right here, right now. And here is a look at the neck here. So very rounded and very very thin to me. That's the way it feels to me. But all of this wood grain and all these different little burn marks on the wood looks very cool. Used to be a machinist, and then, you know, with these, I think this is just a wood, but most of the time these burn marks are because of the tooling, and it's just you know, you're going too fast and you burn the material. But it's a very nice satiny neck. I would like to have a little bit more on here, but it's very nice. So here are your tuners and your headstock. And Bob's crying because he's wanting food, but it's too early. So let's get a body depth and let's see what we can find out for this one compared to the Made in Mexico. Hey everybody, here we are the next day, and we're going to take 3 measurements for the body thickness. We're going to take one here between the pick guard and the input jack or output jack. I still haven't heard a reply for that, which I want to call this, the input or output jack, but we're going to take a measurement here, and then we're going to take one at the top horn there and at the bottom here, right where it starts to curve out, so at the thickest point there. So let's get started with this one here. I'll give y'all the inches and the millimeters depth. If you hear a change in audio, it's because my microphone's messing up and I think I need a new wire. We're going to get started with the inches here, and we have 1.59 inches, 40.4 millimeters. So I'll be writing down the inches for these readings, but not the millimeters, so y'all can write down the millimeters if y'all have a question about that. But let's get here. Okay, so at your top horn, we have 1.57 inches and 39.6 millimeters. For the bottom here, I'm going to take it here. This looks like the thickest portion after the belly cut. So we have about 1.40 here for the inches and 35.7 millimeters. So let's get the Made in Mexico and take the same 3 readings and see how much thicker the Made in Mexico is compared to this one. So the B string busted, which is the yellow one, I believe, or maybe it was the blue one. But anywho, can somebody tell me these are Diodarios? I think these colors are too bright for Diodario, but not sure. I don't know if these are the ones that came from Squier, and the gentleman or lady whoever had this guitar before me left these on here, because they do smell like cigar smoke. So I know I was saying cigarette smoke, but it smells to me more like a cigar. So I don't know. But the reason for removing these is because the B string broke, and then I'm just trying to give everything a deep clean on here and trying to get that smoke out, because I'm actually allergic to smoke, but I do take allergy medication. So hopefully that's what's helping me. But just giving it a deep clean and spraying it with some cologne in areas that I know I can spray cologne. I'm going to spray some cologne in the back. And talking about the back, I did want to share with y'all, when I got this guitar, it only had these 2 goldish looking springs, and I had to put this middle one in here. And I think I might have a picture. If I do, I'll put it in here right now. But I did have to put one extra spring in here. Me personally, I like the floating tremolo on my American standard, and on the Mexican I like just the bridge to be flat, because I've always wanted like a 60s hardtail piece. I believe they're 60s hardtail piece, so that's what I want, and that's what I like. So that's the way I have it on my Made in Mexico, with just adding some tension here and then adding more springs on the Made in Mexico. But for this one, I think I'm just going to leave it floating. And I have a tremolo here that I'm going to try and use, because I tried using this one before and I didn't notice that it only had 2 springs and it was going out of tune, and then I would have to hit it and then it would go back in tune. And I learned that from my father-in-law. All right, so we're here with the Made in Mexico standard. This is a 1998, and we're going to get the bottom here. So remember, this was on the Squier. If I remember, y'all can see here, it was 1.59. So let's see what we get here. 1.84. And for millimeters, we get 46.9. 1.84. Let's go ahead and get the top side of it and see what we get there. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and get the horn first, and then we'll get the body over there. What we had for the Squier was 1.57 here at the horn. Let's see what we get here. 1.83. And for the millimeters, 46.4. And then at the bottom, we had 1.40 for the Squier, and it was right where the belly cut in, so we'll go like right here, 1.80, and 43.2 millimeters here at the bottom. So there are your differences for the top. For the horn, I put left and right, so left and right, and then the bottom would be where like the input jack is at, so we can see the differences for both of them there. So here at the horn, we're looking at that much of a difference of the body is taken away on the Affinity series. So if y'all can see that, you're looking at that much. This much taken away from the Affinity series for the horn here. And then for the right side, you're looking at 40. So right here, so on the bottom side on the Affinity series, you're looking at that much more taken away. So it's quite a bit thinner. And then of course the bottom here as well. At the bottom, where the input jack is at, you're looking at like this much difference. So I'm trying to show y'all in the lighter so y'all can see in between the caliper. But yeah, that's pretty much a big difference. So let's go ahead and weigh these two guitars and we'll see what the differences in weight they are. So remember, this is alder and the Squier is poplar. I forgot to add it in the unboxing video. All right, it wouldn't be a video without a flyover for on the workbench. And if I add the strings that came off the guitar, we're at 6.96 ounces. So 6.96 ounces for the Squier Affinity with the poplar body and with the humbuckers. And for kilograms, we're at 2.99 kilograms. Alrighty, and I'm having deja vu from a dream that I had. I'm weighing the Made in Mexico Stratocaster, and it's 8.11 ounces. So 8.1 ounces. And then y'all let me know down in the description, am I doing this right? Am I doing the kilograms for people over the pond? 3.65 kilograms. Let me know down in the description, or do I do grams? I don't know. So 8.1 pounds though. So let's see how much of a difference that is. Alrighty. So we're about 1.5 pounds off, 1 pound, 8 ounces off of these two guitars. Of course, this one's an otter. This one is poplar, I believe. But I wanted to leave y'all with some daily advice. And our daily advice is we went to this little town to go to church on Saturday. And the church that we went to actually had a time change for their mass service. And instead of it being at 6:30, it was at 4 o'clock. Well, we ended up seeing the priest that was celebrating the mass for that day, but we saw him at a different church in the next town over. And we got there, halfway during mass, so we got there 30 minutes late. After mass, we were taking pictures in the church, and the priest came up because we were by the altar, and he says, "Who are these beautiful people?" And it was myself, my wife, and my in-laws that were in the front, and we're like, "Oh, we're the ones that came late, got here late." And without skipping a beat, he says, "You're never too late to God's house." I want y'all to think about that and recollect on that, on what that means to you. We're human beings, and yes, of course, our physical being there at church, at service, at the celebration, yes, we can get there late. We can get there 5 minutes late, a few minutes late. They might be doing the entrance song, or they might be praising and worshiping before they get into, gospel readings or scripture readings. But you are never too late to God's house, to me, means if you're ill, if you're sick, if you're older and you can't, walk as fast, if you're late, you're never too late. Another thing is, if you're broken, if you're going through a hard time, if you're going through something that, you still haven't broke those chains, you're never too late to God's house. So please let that stick with you. Of course, Sarah and I, since I'm legally blind, I can't drive, and sometimes my parents don't come to the church that we belong to here by our house. We don't always physically go to church, but when we do go to church, we go to church on YouTube, and it's called Daily TV Mass, and they're out of Ontario, Canada. We go to church there. So, we're never too late there because it's on YouTube and you can turn it on whenever you need to. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. You're never too late. So if you haven't been in a while, or I don't know if you've never been, you know, you're never too late. So that's my daily advice. I hope y'all enjoy it. May the Lord bless you, keep you, give you strength for this week. And hopefully this will come out on Tuesday. And then I'm going to do a shootout with this guitar and my father-in-law's guitar. So I found out what these pickups are, and I'll let y'all know in the video. But these are actually Fender American Vintage, the original series that came out. And these are the 62 reissue pickups. So it's the original pickups, the original pots. I just took out the 3-way blade switch and put in a 5-way blade switch. But I do still have the 3-way blade switch, the original one for this one. So we're going to do Texas Specials versus American Vintage 62 reissue Stratocaster pickups. I hope you enjoy the next video, and take care and God bless. Peace. Here's just a slideshow of this fingerboard and these frets. It's all thanks to Music Nomad, but it's all thanks to my in-laws. Thank you for this Christmas gift.